Bam, what's going on? It is Kyle Henderson of Bama Football on YouTube. I appreciate you guys hanging with me. I'm sorry my live had a couple internet issues today, but here's Monday's show in video format. And where I wanted to begin was with the fact that Alabama had 0 players enter the transfer portal during the spring period, right? It's almost unheard of. And I think that Greg Byrne having some comments up top about this is very telling, right? What it says about Alabama football in terms of the word of culture. And I think that word gets thrown around a little bit, but when you look to Coach Kalen DeBoer and laying that track in year one, you have the guys coming back and guys exiting. Man, that tells you a lot about where this team is from a culture standpoint. And let's be honest, when you believe you're going to win and get better, it's not just about NIL, because that sort of stuff handles itself. It's about development, brotherhood, and most importantly, you know what it's about? Honestly, it's about winning championships. So look, Coach Kalen DeBoer, I think he learned a tremendous amount during that first year, but this is really telling. And look, if you're wondering about why guys didn't go to the transfer portal, why Alabama didn't go to the transfer portal, I mean, they took 2 tight ends. It's because of the talent that Alabama has coming in. The class of 2025, I don't know if they're elite, but they're pretty close to it, right? I mean, we could rattle off a couple names about guys who we feel are going to see significant playing time this year in some shape or fashion. For example, like, how are you going to keep Dejoun Lee off the field? How are you going to keep Lazier Brooks off the field? Keelan Russell, he's where we want him to be in terms of his development. We saw really good things from Abdul Sanders. I mean, we could go on and on talking about the freshmen that are here. Ivan Taylor, Derek Meadows had himself a hell of a 8-day practice or whatever that was. So my point is, the guys are really good. So you didn't need to go to the transfer portal to bring in a couple other like Band-Aid pieces, right? You already have the pieces that you have here, and you go with the development, okay? So that's what I wanted to headline with, just like giving kudos to Coach Kalen DeBoer, Courtney Morgan for keeping these guys together during a time where, let's face it, people are poaching, people are sliding into DMs. It says a lot about the team culture-wise, and it says a lot about the team's mentality and mindset. Now, when you look at the NFL draft, kind of switching gears here, look, Alabama had 2 guys go in the first round, and I'm not sure why that Tyler Booker started to slide in mock drafts to like 25 to 31 or even like early second round. I was confused by that. I had no idea what they were seeing, because from what I saw, every single time that Tyler Booker came out to play for University of Alabama, he not only had a really good showing and really good Pro Football Focus grades and, represented the university really well. It's just like, why would you not want someone like that caliber in your locker room? All right. He signs a $22 million deal, $13 million signing bonus, right? He's big, he's mean, but he's like a nice guy. And I think he's a bulldozer. So look, Cowboy fans, I know there's a lot of you out there. You got a really good cornerstone piece. All right. Now, Jahad Campbell, I knew that he would either go to the Ravens or the Eagles. Somehow, one of these 2 teams, because you know what those 2 teams have? They believe in defense. And the Eagles, they figured out if you go to Alabama's roster, or if you go to Georgia's roster and you start drafting from there, you're going to win games, right? The Super Bowl chance, take Jahad Campbell. $14.8 million deal, right? And a $7.4 million signing bonus. Yo, Campbell brings that speed, that violence. Philadelphia, oh, God, you got yourself a good one. Jalen Milroe goes at pick number 92, all right? Thumbs up for Jalen Milroe going to the Seattle Seahawks. I like the pick, and I think when you look to Seattle's quarterback room, you have Sam Darnold. Clearly, Jalen Milroe will start out as the number 2. But Coach Saban had a lot of positives to say about Jalen Milroe. You know, he said he's going to give the Seahawks an element that nobody else can in this draft. Explosive, fast, strong arm, the deep ball threat, right? The biggest question is, like, what is he going to do in the NFL? Because I think the inconsistencies and maybe the intermediate passing inaccuracies, that's, something people are curious about. But what we know is that he's 6'2", 230, and he runs a 4.3. So he slid a little bit in the draft, but guess what he said to everybody? He said, belt to ass for everybody that passed on him, right? Coming in with a chip on his shoulder. But you know what? Let's not forget that this dude is also humble, okay? You know what he also said? He said that he's going to pay back. He's going to figure out how much his parents spent on him, okay, during the course of his lifetime. and he's going to pay them back somehow. All right. Love that. Malachi Moore going to the New York Jets. Ball hawk, smart player, leader, out of the home state, Alabama, $5 million deal, $900,000 signing bonus. Q-Rob going to the Broncos. You know, before Q-Rob got hurt here at Alabama, he was a leader in sacks. I think he still has a very high ceiling. $5 million deal, $852,000. I think he's kind of an underrated still. Robbie Oots. Yo, thumbs up for Robbie Oots. Yo, I loved Robbie Oots' game. 270 pounds, used as an H-back. I didn't think he was going to go in round 5. Yo, $4.5 million deal. Kind of be looked at as a Mr. Do-It-All at the tight end position. Yo, he catches the football really well. He's kind of like that old school tight end. I'm curious to see how they utilize him. I honestly am. And then Tim Smith going to the Colts round 6, $4.3 million. I think in total, the total contract comes out to like $62 million or something like that Alabama generated, from the draft. I mean, God, look. This is still the place that you want to come to get developed to go play on Sundays, okay? Iron sharpens iron, and, practicing against the best every single day is what you want to be a part of when you're chasing down championships. Talladega, yo, I cruised through. I was in Atlanta. I was coming back to Tuscaloosa and saw Talladega Speedway. A bunch of guys from Alabama were out at Talladega, right? The vibes. The day was beautiful, and I saw Ryan Williams continuing to live his best life. I saw Jay Kirkpatrick. I saw a bunch of Alabama football players. But did you see this photo of Jam Miller? Jam Miller looks absolutely yoked, and he looks ready to go. People were asking why he has a boot on his leg. I think he had some small surgery or something like that. Nothing crazy. I think he's 100% good to go. 220-pound running back. Yo, people still sleeping on Jam Miller in my humble opinion, all right? But I love the vibes at Talladega. All right, look. Bottom line, as we clear the slate on Monday, April 28th, Alabama isn't going anywhere. I'm sorry to everybody who has Bama fatigue, all right? Just wait. The tracks have been laid. Ryan Grubb is coming for you, okay? We got a quarterback, Ty Simpson, right? Won the job coming out of spring. That offense is going to be filthy. And, all the defensive guys coming back, all the components, it's kind of scary good. Stay tuned, because I think as we enter chapter 2 under Coach Kalen DeBoer, I'm excited to see where it goes, and I think you should too. I appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you so much for rocking with us right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Central Time, we are live, unless we're having internet issues. All right, but that's not going to stop us. We're going to keep on going. I appreciate you guys for being here. Thanks for believing in the product. Check out my men's devotional channel. I'll link it in the description box. And back as news happens right here on Bama Football on YouTube. See you, fam. Love you.